What's up, guys? Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to review the latest Disney live-action remake, The Little Mermaid. Now, Disney has been pumping out these live-action remakes since, I want to say 2013 with Cinderella. Obviously, The Jungle Book, that was amazing. That Jungle Book was great, especially the effects and Idris Elba just eating it up as Khan, the Tiger Man. I'm still, to this day, Jungle Book had one of the coldest kill sequences I've ever seen. In a kid's movie, no less. And a movie primarily based for families where he just chucked that damn wolf off that cliff. And I was like, yo, that shit was crazy. But now here to talk about the Jungle Book. Many people have many opinions on these live-action remakes, especially in the review community, especially in the film community in particular. Most people in the film community hate them. They hate them. They think they lack creativity because they're just remakes and whatnot, and to a certain extent, that is true. I always, even as a child, as a kid, got a kick out of seeing something I saw in one form in a different form. Like, there's something very fun about seeing, like, something that was live action done animated, or vice versa. There's something very fun about that to me, and interesting, and how do you make that work, particularly certain things. And right now, CGI has come so far that you can do these things, some of these things live action, and it looks good. Come back to, obviously, what was it, The Jungle Book. A lot of the creatures and whatnot looked fantastic in CGI because of the advanced CGI. Obviously, you get to, like, The Lion King, which, in my opinion, is pretty much the best animated, it's probably one of the best animated films of all time, if not the. And they did that entire movie with the CGI, characters, but I thought the CGI was done so well, and the story was executed so well that I still have a great time with those movies. With all those movies, and Beauty and the Beast, all of them, I have a great time with those movies. So this movie in particular, though, unlike those movies, had a bit of controversy behind it. Obviously, as many of you guys know who have ever even seen an image of the Little Mermaid, Ariel is depicted as a white redhead girl. Well, they cast the black girl as Ariel, and that shit went crazy. Like, I remember when that happened. Little girl named Halle Bailey, which is real close to Halle Berry, and sometimes I gotta remind myself it's not. Literally, I remember when she got cast, I saw it, and I was like, Halle Berry? Oh, Halle Bailey. I don't know who. I'd never heard of this girl before. Turns out she's a singer, a protege of Beyonce, if you believe it or not. I was like, oh, damn. Okay, so she was working with Beyonce. She must be able to sing. Spoiler alert, she can. But yeah, but all that controversy around it, so they gotta be race swapping and whatnot. And I was always of the opinion with many other people that that movie's supposed to take place, the actual story of the Little Mermaid, in the Caribbean. Now, I don't know if you've been to the Caribbean. I don't know if you've seen any images of the Caribbean. It's a lot of black people out there. A lot of dark-skinned, tan people out there. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean? A lot of dark people out there. There's some white people out there too, but there's a lot of dark-skinned people out there. So, theoretically, Ariel could easily be black, and it wouldn't even make a difference to the story. And that's how I feel about race swapping in general, for the most part, is unless the character's race is like a key factor to the movie or the show or the book, it's like, it doesn't matter what race he is. This is why I don't give a rat's ass. There's a couple characters out there where it's important. Ariel is definitely not one of them. So I didn't care about that. I was rooting for the girl just off that. Whenever I see something like that, I'm always rooting for the movie and the girl. So I immediately was rooting for this movie. And then the rest of the cast. Now, I will tell you, when you hear Alyssa McCarthy is being cast as Ursula, you're like, I don't know about this. Like, Alyssa McCarthy, she's got more misses than hits. I mean, when she hits, she's pretty good, but when she got more misses than hits. But getting into the actual film itself, this is a very damn good remake. It's a very great remake of a classic. Main actress Halle Bailey, she does an amazing job as Ariel. She really does. Like, especially the songs, like a lot of the songs, the big ones, she really makes them her own, and she just has a powerful voice. I went to go see this with my friend Seth. Every 5 seconds, with every song she had. In fact, I'll put it to you this way. That theater I was in was a nice little crowd in the theater. kids and stuff talking, kids talking and shit. Every time she had a song, the whole crowd was quiet. Everybody was quiet. They're like, we gotta let her hear this. So that should just tell you how great of a singer she was, at least in this movie. Her voice is beautiful, and she did an amazing job as Ariel. She captured everything you would imagine you would get from a live-action Ariel. And in the end, the irony is, even the reviewers on YouTube, everywhere, have said she's the best part of this movie, which she is. And I believe it's kind of ironic because all that drama circling her casting, and it ended up being like, she ended up being the best choice. Like, if you were gonna get an Ariel, they got an actress who could pull it off, voice and all. So great job there. The best part of this movie is the Ariel and the Prince relationship / romance. In the original animated movie, it was very shallow. It's a movie. It's an animated movie. Like in comparison to like maybe Aladdin, or some of the other ones, it was very shallow. It really was like, I don't know, like there wasn't a lot of meat there other than he thought she looked beautiful. She saved his life. He loved her because she saved his life, and she was into him because he was a handsome dude. Like it really wasn't a lot there. I mean, it was simple. It was simple enough, and it wasn't so egregious that you noticed it. But this movie really took the time to really, like, they took about, I'd say, 20 minutes of the movie to really focus on them getting to know each other and actually, like, going beyond the whole, because, it's the equivalent of if someone saved your life and then, like, you're in love with them, like, you don't know anything about them, dude. They saved your life. You're not really in love with them. You just had a moment in time and you think you owe them, so you're subconsciously in love with them, which is kind of what happened in the original movie. Whereas here, that does happen, but with some shenanigans and the spell from Ursula in the original movie, it breaks down to the point where they can just talk to each other and get to know each other without the ever-present factor of you saved my life involved in it at all. So they really did a good job of actually getting that romance. The actor they cast as the Prince, you believed him, you believed those two together. So the romance worked between those two, and that's kind of like certain films like that have a lot going on. If the key thing works, then the rest of the movie works. You know what I mean? And the entire center of the movie is Ariel and the Prince. And they do an amazing job of showing the dichotomy between the two of them, how they're very similar, how they're both kind of dealing with the same things and the same pressures. So it's less, like I say, in the original movie, it really did just feel like she thought he was handsome, he fell in love with her because she saved his life, and that was pretty much it. They didn't even know anything about each other. Not really. And here, it really is like we're a lot alike. They're talking to each other. They really do a good job building the romance. Also, Sebastian the Crab, great in this as well. They did an amazing job with Under the Sea. Under the Sea is one of my all-time favorite of the Disney songs, so they did a great job with that, especially the pomp and circumstance with all the underwater stuff. Weird seeing, I always forget his name. Javier Bardem play King Triton. That was interesting. I'm so used to Javier Bardem being a serious actor. I mean, No Country for Old Men kind of actor. So here he is playing like a father. And I liked the relationship between him and Ariel. You really felt it. You really felt like they, were father and daughter, and he really cared about her. Now, the surprise of the movie, which I feel like most people disagree with me on, because even like positive people weren't positive about this, but I didn't mind it. I actually thought she did a rather good job, was Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. I was scared. I looked over to Seth and I was like, dude, I heard Melissa McCarthy is playing Ursula. I don't know about this shit. But she added enough fun to the character. She added her own, Melissa McCarthy fun to the character. Like spunk, little attitude. And I was like, okay, alright, I can vibe with her. Ursula always did kind of have a bit of attitude to her. She always had kind of a queen bitch attitude to her, and Melissa McCarthy kind of put a little sprinkle of that in there, and I was like, okay, I can vibe with this. She had one song that song piece in this movie, and while she wasn't the greatest singer, because she's not a singer, like I said, she added enough fun and spunk to it that it was like, okay, this is still fun. This is still very fun. So Melissa McCarthy was very fun as Ursula. She was, like, as it turns out, like, I wouldn't have expected that from her. But overall, this movie is a really damn good remake. I'd probably have it still. The Jungle Book is still the top because just how great. I just think the Jungle Book, remake of the Jungle Book, was one of my favorite movies that year. So this isn't that, but it's like But Aladdin and this are pretty close. Aladdin and this are pretty close. I don't know. I mean, Will Smith. I had fun with Will Smith as the genie in Aladdin, so I don't know. But I still would give this an 8.5. I had a really fun time with the movie. By the time the movie ended, I was like, you know what? I think this is pretty damn good of a remake, man. Like, the romance works, the two main characters work, all the points they get across work, all the songs sound amazing, and almost just as good as the original songs themselves. Some of them better. So, just a thumbs up from me. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.